Tsurugi's saying that there's another person working for Utsuro. He's talking about... Are you talking about... Sora? Akane? I'm assuming that's... right? Yep. Akane Taira. That's who you're referring to, right, Tsurugi? As far as I am aware of, Akane Taira is the person closest to Utsuro. Whilst using his hacking skills, the human Mikado discovered Utsuro's whereabouts, but could never keep track of him. Akane Taira is the only child Utsuro helped who managed to successfully reunite with him. Sora. But Tsurugi, Akane Taira is still in the real world. Furthermore, she's in a vegetative state. The only reason you can walk here is because it's a virtual world. A vegetative state? What are you talking about? I don't understand how Akane Taira's body survived the destruction of the lab, or how her body is still functioning. But I found the presence of her in the medical records of the hospital, and I even discovered she vanished a few months ago. You found her in hospital medical records? You wouldn't have even known if she'd have been taken to a private clinic. It was a blind spot. Due to the tragedy, unknown patients was a common occurrence. If you want to hide a tree, put it in a forest. There were tons of early to mid-20s patients who were unconscious. We just didn't realize it was Akane Taira.
What are you talking about?
To put it simply, it was Mikado Sonoji that took Akane Taira from the hospital a few months ago. No, it would be more accurate to say that it was Shobai, acting as a representative of Mikado. Am I wrong, Mikado Sonoji? Tsurugi, you're incredible. You got it all right without me having to correct you. And that is the second of the 3 important pieces of information I mentioned previously. The fact that Sora is the presence of Akane Taira. Shobai, you kidnapped Akane Taira? Wait, Shobai, is that why you didn't know about my identity as Akane Taira? What are you talking about? Well, it definitely seemed like that based on what he said on the 5th island. Not that it matters. This is the virtual world. Whether you are Akane Taira herself or someone pretending to be her. The fact that you have that scar means that one way or another, you're related to that person. And that means Mikado Sonoji also knew of her too. Why the hell did he hide that information from me? Shobai said that Mikado was trying to hide information about Akane Taira. If Tsurugi's story is correct, then it doesn't make sense for him to say that. Well, it's true that I abducted Akane Taira from the hospital as requested. However, back then I didn't know the identity of the woman I abducted. You abducted someone you didn't even know? I've told you all before. I don't look into things I don't need to. I just do as I'm told. All my employer told me to do was to kidnap a woman in a hospital, so that's what I did. I got enough info to do my job, so there was no reason to look deeper into it. The only thing I knew about Akane Taira is that she was related to the 79th class killing game. Wait, didn't Aroha say something similar? The Voids didn't know about Akane Taira's involvement?
Yeah.
So it's true. What Shobai said about hiding Akane Taira's existence is true. All information related to her was only known by Mikado. What's the point of that? Akane Taira was the closest person to Utsuro, so why wasn't she involved in the plan? That's correct, Akane was not involved in my plan to revive Utsuro. However, the girl called Akane Taira was still needed. What? I would explain it to you, but I'm quite tired of spouting exposition. So unfortunately, I can't tell you. Fuck you. That's ridiculous. Do you want us to figure out your plan or not? Remember, this is a class trial. We have an order to things here. The reason Sora was brought here will be discussed later. Let's move on. Yuki Maeda. You're the protagonist of this story, so of course you should come first. Does he know? The third of my important piece of information is regarding Yuki Maeda. It's so obvious. It's that you're trying to revive Utsuro by using Yuki's body because of their similar brain structure. Oh, is that so? So I don't need to explain where or who Yuki was or why he was imprisoned by Master Utsuro and Akane? What? Utsuro and Akane Taira imprisoned Yuki Maeda? You're all aware that Master Utsuro replaced Yuki using the power of divine luck in order to infiltrate Hope's Peak. During the process of this, Master Utsuro raided Yuki's home and killed his entire family and kidnapped him, of course. Oh. So I wonder if maybe they've explained this already at some point and I just forgot skipped over it, whatever. I wonder if the video that Utsuro Yuki saw in chapter 1 of the first game of his family getting killed or his home getting destroyed, I think it was something like that. In the first chapter motive, right? That's what that was? Did he see Yuki's actual family in that? Or his actual home in that? But because he erased his own memories, he thought it was his family? That's crazy. That's crazy to think about. Yep. Alright. Well, now I was wondering about that too, because like, where was the real Yuki this whole time? Where was he being kept at? I don't know if they ever answered that. I mean, I think we saw him at the end of 6.5. I believe that was the real Yuki. I think that was Mikado taking him, but where was he? What? Do you remember the motive video on the third island you received? It showed your house and what happened to your family. Oh, right. Yuki probably saw that here, too. What? Master Utsuro is someone who spares no blood and no tears. Yuki's mother and father were living peacefully. It's a scene that couldn't be witnessed without tears. The Maeda family was so happy and innocent in their everyday lives until... That's enough. That's enough? Are you trying to make me stop? How dare you tell Yuki such a horrid thing? If it's so horrid, why'd you do it?
Sora killed Yuki's family.
Master Utsuro's will is my own. That was the creed of Akane Taira. She was just a tool to Master Utsuro. It's not an unreasonable act. I'd have done the same. But you of all people are the one to say that to Yuki. After everything that you did to him, you ruined his life. Sora? Yuki, it's not what it... It's not what? Please finish, Fufu. Are you still trying to deny who you are? You can't wash divine luck away so easily. It doesn't matter how hard you try to wash away the sins of your past. Your hands will be dirty forever. Just stop. You don't get to speak to Sora like that. Nobody cares, so just shut up. Yoruko, how love has blinded you from all sense. You must be blind to believe that Sora is the sweet, pure girl you think she is. I might be. Yoruko, I read all the documents you left. Everyone here knows what Sora did with Utsuro and the path she chose. So, you're going to keep covering for her? I'm not covering anything. I believe that Sora isn't the same person she was back then. I'm not trying to bury the past, but I'm willing to tie a knot over Akane Taira. We'll talk about it when we're done here. Good. It seems you are a rational person after all. Sorry about that. She's right. The past is in the past. You shouldn't judge someone on their past mistakes. You really are a scumbag. Yuki, It's fine. I can handle it. I'm not the only one suffering here. First, we need to get out of our situation. Damn, bro. That's crazy. He's stronger than he looks, man. To just fucking say something like that. Right now, after hearing that. God damn. Going back to the topic at hand. Master Utsuro and Akane imprisoned Yuki in a hidden space without anybody else knowing. They left him alone on life support. Life support? It's a magic machine that assists with vital functions. It was initially developed for people whose body can't function on its own. Yuki couldn't live without it.
That's not the important part. Why did Mr. Utsuro keep Yuki alive? He could have just killed him. If he wanted to replace Yuki, why didn't he just kill him along with his family?
Well, I'm not sure about that myself. Perhaps he predicted this series of events and left Yuki alive in hopes somebody would revive him. Fufu. You have no right to say that. Moving on, after that I ordered Shobai to secure Yuki. The children of Utsuro, Akane Taira, and Yuki Maeda, they were all chess pieces for my grand plan. Unlike my human counterpart, I was able to achieve all of this, whilst he had too many limitations. Before obtaining Yuki's body, he tried implementing the plan to resurrect Master Utsuro. Of course, it wasn't easy. There were many trial and errors, various corrections and corrections. Trials and errors? Even before now, there's been lots of similar attempts, which were all stopped by the Foundation. They all put lives at risk. They were all supposed to be reminiscent of the previous mutual killing games. Killing games? Why were they all killing games? Why would anyone do something as terrible as a killing game? Why is Mikado so obsessed with killing games? It's got to be because of that. The 79th class, do we have a truth build up for that? Wait. No. Where's... Oh. This one. Yeah. Okay. It had to be a killing game to make sure you had the same experience Utsuro had. That's the reason. Correct! The last experience of Master Utsuro's entire life was his 79th class killing school life. To synchronize the structure of Yuki's brain with Master Utsuro's, they must go through similar experiences. Experience is important. It's not just about overwriting the brain data. No matter how much data is added to your memory, it would always be someone remembering an event they didn't experience themselves. Memory, data, experience. Oh my gosh. Wow. What happened, Sora? Are you okay? Yeah, it's nothing. And after various trial and errors, I finally realized what was missing. I was skipping an important step.
What step?
The discomforting feeling I felt during the investigation is growing. My memories as Akane Taira. My experience as Akane Taira. No, it's not important. Right now I need to focus on what's in front of me. That's all. Girl, are you sure? Are you sure you're good? I don't know. I don't know if you're okay. Oh my god. Oh no. After pinning Yuki, I began to test my plan. And I carried it all out in the real world. Of course, I used Yuki's real body for this. Master Utsuro's personality was recreated using Alter Ego. This was to implant the Alter Ego into his human brain. His real body and Alter Ego must be synchronized and in the same mental state.
I have no clue what you're on about.
In simple terms, his brain is in the virtual world, but his body is in the real world. The structure of his brain wouldn't change no matter the conditions. Just a question mark. That's ridiculous. It's an impossible feat to pull off. Okay, well, I think I have to shoot Yuki's. Because I don't think Mikado is lying about anything right now. Oh, I don't want that one. It's impossible to pull off. Monochrome? Because, oh, unless it's just Neo World Program, that might be it. It might just be as simple as that. I'm gonna try that first. Yeah, I don't think it's because Monochrome's not really. I was just thinking because like he's also NAI. I'm just gonna shoot. Okay, that was easy. It's as shrimple as that. It's as I don't know. I can't think of a pun for like any character's name here. I was gonna say like something like it's as Yuki Imple as that, but that's just no. It just doesn't even sound good, does it? All right, keep going. I think I'm just gonna keep recording, man, until we get to like an intermission or something. I can't stop now. I'll just split this up later. You're wrong, Yuki. There's technology already created that makes it possible. The virtual world we're in right now is the technology itself. Well, I know this world is impressive tech, but transplanting in one's brain and turning them into a whole other person. This is not just an ordinary virtual world. The Neo World Program, that's the name of this virtual world. The Neo World Program? Well, the scientific name for it is the Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. It was created by the ultimate programmer, the ultimate neurologist, the ultimate therapist, among many others. It's a synesthetic virtual device which you could call the essence of all Hope Academy students. I don't understand. Why is a program like this being used on your plan? It's simple, he just stole it. He stole it? The Neo-World program is a computerized device that was used as a part of the Hope Restoration program by the Future Foundation in the past. The Future Foundation intended to use this to reintegrate the Ultimate Despairs. Oh, you know about the Future Foundation's plans? That's quite confidential. Sorry. That's quite confidential information. How do you know about that, Tsurugi? Any reason I should tell you? The Future Foundation, Hope Restoration Program, Ultimate Despairs. I have no idea what you're talking about. Bro didn't play Danganronpa 2. Is he stupid? It's not important right now. It happened a long time ago. The important thing is that it's possible to replace memories of people inside the Neo-World program.
What are you talking about now?
Ray, are you talking about the personality override? Personality override? Monochrome mentioned it before. Junko and Oshima tried to override her personality onto people. Ugh. No, that's completely ridiculous. To override someone's personality, it can't be possible. It might sound made up, but it's been scientifically proven that synesthesia affects the brain. Mikado Shinoji is trying to use this to overwrite Yuki's brain with Utsuro's personality. That's nonsense. It's easy to explain, but not that simple to put into action. Many prerequisites are required in order for the personality override to work. You need perfect brain coordination.
Brain coordination? Is that why you did the Killing Game reenactment?
That's correct. I needed to mimic the events that happened in reality. So I prepared a killing game based within the Neo-World program. And that's the killing school trip you're all in right now. In fact, Sora, who has experienced both the killing school trip and the 79th class killing game, should recognize this. That the killing school trip was unnatural and flowed similarly to the 79th class killing game. Additionally, making the stage of the game in a virtual world worked to a tremendous merit. Naturally, the restrictions that I needed to use Shobai for were decreased significantly. The story setting is something that is so important to the killing game recreation was finally achievable. Story setting? The 79th class killing game Master Utsuro was in wasn't a killing between ordinary students. It was a killing between ultimate students. That's right. In order for a perfect recreation, Yuki himself had to believe he was a student at Hope's Peak Academy. Due to the setting of this story, the characters had to be ultimate students. Wait, there's a contradiction. We're not ultimate students. Teruya said that Hope's Peak was shut down a long time ago. We're not ultimate students. Yuki's right, Hope's Peak no longer exists. Therefore, Mikado decided to bring them as substitutes. The next generation symbols of hope. Boom. Easy. Yuki's right, the 79th class was the last Hope's Peak Academy class. That's why Mikado used next generation symbols of hope instead of ultimate students. Next generation symbols of hope? What's that? The next generation symbols of hope is a term used to describe the people who contributed greatly to society's restoration work. It's not an official title, but it's a common term used by the general public. It was spread widely through the use of social media and the internet. But their talent is real. In fact, the idea of universalism of Hope's Peak Academy spreads like a wildfire in this country. Even if you're not a Hope's Peak student, you can still be talented. The next generation symbols of hope prove this. That talent was hidden because of Hope's Peak Academy began to reignite due to the lack of ultimates. So, is Yuruko a symbol of hope? Well, yeah, I wasn't aware that I was, but apparently so. The next generation symbols of hope were kidnapped for the plan. Yuri Kagarin, Tetsuka Chibikuro, the Otonokoji twins, Shinji Kasai, and Yuruko Kabuya, those 6 people.
We needed others besides the Voids for the plan.
Strictly speaking, my mother Kokoro also had talent comparable to be called a symbol of hope. However, because she remained hidden to perform her secret experiments, it would have been difficult for her to be recognized as the next generation symbol of hope. Huh? Yuki, why are you staring at me? It's nothing. But the list you mentioned of the next generation symbols of hope, they were adults, not students. So how old actually are you? Yuruko is 3. She is the youngest person ever. Enough. Why is my age that important? Wait, I was just curious. And if all the next generation symbols of hope are adults, How would they replace the ultimate students? Oh. Ah, so that's why they manipulated our memories.
Whoa, Yuki figured out something himself.
You're right, Yuki. The body we had during the game is an avatar created by the virtual world itself. That's why our memories and physical appearance are back to how we looked in high school. Foo-foo! If it took place in the real world, it would have been impossible to pull off such a feat. Ultimate students are not just their talent, you know. Their age is important too. But since we're in a virtual world, it was possible to manipulate everyone's memory, and even make their appearance change to recreate the killing game perfectly. Hold on, that's not all. I know that the next generation symbols of hope, including myself, had the status of being talented, but Mikado, out of the 6 people you mentioned there's one with a special talent. Out of the 6 symbols of hope, who's got a special talent? It's gotta be, I mean, this could be a few people, right? It could be Yuri, because he's made the AI, which was Monocra, which is important. As well as Setsuka, who is working with the Kisaragi Foundation, and she's also important. Oh, I think those are the only 2 that we have. Well, the Atona Koji twins, but I don't think it's them. I'm gonna say Setsuka first because I love her. Yes! Shout out to women! You're right, I remember now, it's Setsuka. She was supposedly hired by the Kisaragi Foundation. Huh? Setsuka was working for the Kisaragi Foundation? No, she wasn't working for the Foundation. She was hired by the Foundation, similar to Shobai. Setsuka was a private investigator. Not only that, each of the next generation symbols of hope has a connection to the 79th class of Hope's Peak Academy. In addition to their talents, he specifically kidnapped people with a connection to them. The symbols of hope have a connection to the 79th class? That's the first time I've heard of this. Can you explain, Akane Taira? Well, for example, Yuruko has a relation to Kazuna Tamori since she worked with her mother. Minako? Wait, do you know Minako? We do know her. Minako is currently working at the Kisaragi Foundation in the intelligence team of the administrative department. Seriously? Minako works for the Kisaragi Foundation too? You are still alive. You're not the type of person to die easily, big sis. Oh. In addition to that, Shinji was the one who saved Kanata Inori from the accident her parents died in. Yuri hired me as a maid on a business trip when he was just a child. Yes, I recall hearing that before. Hibiki Otona Koji and Kanade Otona Koji, twin sisters from the famous band Melody Rhythm. There were multiple accounts of people disappearance of people close to them. Although they were both found innocent, they were still questioned often. About that, I wouldn't say one of them was innocent. She was a serial killer with over 60 kills. 60? I knew it was too suspicious. How come there was no evidence left at the crime scenes? Guess you're a little incompetent. We can't arrest people if there's no evidence. That's the law of this country. Curses! I must catch her somehow. Well, she's dead. Don't worry about that. Kanade's already dead.
On the topic of Kanade, why did Mikado bring such a crazy murder into the plan?
Oh, that? There isn't really a reason for it. I didn't even know about Kanade's crimes. You didn't know? Bullshit. If you're able to use information from the entire internet, surely you'd find some information on Kanade. I mean, she was just that good. She didn't get caught by anybody. You think I'm lying? I only brought the twins here because they were interrogated by Tsurugi himself. Of course, I did suspect something was wrong since the police was constantly questioning the both of them. Even my internet searching wasn't perfect. I could probably have found it out if I really tried. But it was not important to me. I would never have imagined that a famous guitarist would be a serial killer. There's nothing better than some shocking twist to make the killing school trip more exciting, right? Actually, I was a bit worried by Kanade's sudden murder, but that little crack didn't affect the plan too much.
So, you're scared of her?
What was that?
Nothing.
You wanted a connection with the 79th class of Hope's Peak, so that's why you were looking for Ryotaro. Is that why you chose Setsuka Chibukuro? Because she was hired by the Kisaragi Foundation? That the Foundation is run by the 79th class? Well, strictly speaking, in Setsuka's case, the timing just happened to conveniently overlap. The Kisaragi Foundation asked her to find Mikado Sonoji and the others, so she approached us on her own. Unfortunately, Satsuka wasn't a capable investigator or detective, so she was easily caught. She became a next-generation symbol of hope due to the power of her eye transplant. She was easily captured by Shobai, who turned the tables on her. Satsuka met the conditions for the killing game, and she was a symbol of hope. And she accidentally fell into Mikado's plans because of the Kisaragi Foundation's request. But isn't Yuri's case a little different?
I don't think so. Even the wielder of divine luck, Master Utsuro, didn't know how it functioned.
What's that got to do with Yuri?
I was lucky when I ordered Shobai to kidnap Yuri, because at that moment Shobai was able to obtain something that was essential to the plan.
Something essential for the killing game. If it's got something to do with Yuri, they must be talking about them.
They, them, Monocro?
It's probably him, right? Yep. You're talking about Monocro. Monocro? What's he got to do with this?
The AI used for spaceflight support developed by the Kagura Corporation, ironically named Yuri. That's the true identity of Monocro.
The Kagura Corporation made Monocro?
Well, I can't say yes, but you're not entirely wrong. Does everybody here remember Monokuma?
How could I forget? Many people were killed because of those things. At least now they're all gone.
So far, several killing games have been hosted by Monokuma. The killing game itself is related to the Ultimate Despair, so that's obvious. But now the despair has subsided to some degree and the Monokumas have disappeared. That's why I was so interested in the Kagura Corporation.
But why was it necessary? If you're planning to stage the killing game inside the virtual world, you could just create your own host character.
No matter how incredible I am as alter ego, it's not that easy to create artificial intelligence from scratch. It's possible if you invested a lot of time into it, but I needed to use the AI as soon as possible. I was running out of time during the prep process, so it was the more efficient option.
So, what exactly did you do?
I'll explain that later. In any case, if I already have a high-performance AI that was made by the Kagura Corporation, it would have make things much simpler. By resetting its memory and manipulating the AI personality data, I was able to make Monocro similar to Monokuma.
So, Yuri has nothing to do with the existence of Monocro. So is that all, or is there something else?
That's it, he was. No, it was just an AI stolen and modified to be used as the killing game's host. Being a host gives you the same authority as me inside the Neo World program, so I couldn't just let it roam around freely. But now the killing game is over and Monocro's gone.
But now that I know the Kisaragi Foundation hired Tetsuga, one thing worries me. You also said that the Foundation hired Shobai as a double agent, right? Why hire Satsuka if Shobai was already providing you with information?
It's quite the opposite, Yuki Maeda.
Huh?
Earlier, when I explained Satsuka, you said that it was Shobai who captured her, correct? If I had hired both of them at the same time, that wouldn't have happened.
So you're saying that...
Yes, I hired Satsuka before Shobai. At the moment Satsuka was caught, I then discovered the existence of Shobai Hashimoto.
I was the first to suggest hiring an investigator. To be more precise, we, the intelligence team, decided to hire her, and the other branches approved of it. Satsuka's hiring was known to the entire Foundation, compared to Shobai. Yes, it didn't take long to find her whereabouts. By the time the rescue was planned, there's nothing I could do.
The Foundation had no other choice. That's why I decided to cover up Satsuka's disappearance.
In order to hide your deal with Shobai?
Satsuka always reported her investigations to me. In her last communication with me before she vanished, I felt a sense of incongruity. At the moment she was captured, I noticed that the person I was chasing was a different person entirely to Mikado Sonoji. After hiding the information I obtained, I secretly met with Shobai Hashimoto. Was that so? That's the first I've ever heard of such a thing. No matter what we discuss, Shobai seems to always be involved. So you had a little fun whilst kidnapping Satsuka, Shobai? Well, I'm not angry with you. In the end, it was my mistake to put so much trust in you. It seems that Mr. Kincho here and Shobai are both very dangerous people. If not for the power of divine luck, my plan would be completely ruined. Foo-foo. Well, I think it's about time now. So what do you all think? How does it feel now you've faced the truth? Any new realizations?
What? It's so abrupt.
Don't you remember what's supposed to happen next? We give a final verdict by going over all the information we discussed during the trial. Ta-da! Then we clear the class trial.
What?
Settle down, Iroha. They all worked so hard to find out my entire plan. You found out the truth of Teruya's death, the truth of the Kisaragi Foundation, and the truth of Shobai. Is there still something missing? Does little Iroha know something that I don't?
Nope, definitely not.
Okay, sure. What?
It's over? Why does it feel so sudden?
Yes, that's all. You all have my thanks. Without you all, Yuki wouldn't have figured out everything, so even if he investigated...
It's over? Is it really over? All of Mikado's plan has been revealed, but... the problem is that it doesn't change the current situation at all. And above all else, there still seems to be something we don't know.
Did you just say that it's about time? What do you mean by that? It's as if you planned out this entire discussion. Please refrain from speculation. I only proposed the final trial, and you've cleared it correctly. That's it.
That's ridiculous. We still have lots more to discuss. What about Akane Taira and Utsuro?
That's not relevant to the trial. Talking about it's just a waste of time. Or are you enjoying the trial so much that you don't want it to end? That... I know it might seem sudden, but... Sora, can you please do the honors?
Me? Why?
Isn't it tradition for you to do the closing argument in the trials? Clarifying the case is even more necessary since we're solving the whole truth here. Of course, you're not obliged to. We can always skip it if you wish.
I don't want to do what Mikado says, but... he's right. The class trial isn't just about a simple murder. It's about a complicated plan that spans multiple years. So summarizing everything we've discussed might help everyone out. Alright. I'll put everything I investigated and what we discussed in this trial together. And hopefully after that, the STEM atmosphere will go away.
Alright, I guess we're doing closing argument now. Though, I don't think we're done. I think we are only about halfway done.
Because, I mean, we did the closing argument, like, at the halfway point in the first game, too.
Anyways, we still have a Roha skill equipped, so I guess I'll just cut back. Oh my god, it started lagging again. Okay, well, I'm definitely gonna cut now.